How's it going, everybody? This is JBird. Thank you so much for tuning in. Without further ado, let's get started. I'm here basically to share with you a very special installment. We're going to be discussing how I discovered and got inspired by the music of June Seba, aka Nujabes. Him and Jay Dilla have the same birthday, which is February 7th. So I'm in college and I'm in the dorms. I visit my friend Brad at another dorm. Brad introduces me to two of his dorm mates who happen to be foreign exchange students from Japan, Takeshi and Yusuke. We actually got a chance to talk a little bit because they listened to some really cool hip hop when I was meeting them. And maybe a few days after that, the next time that I was visiting Brad, he was listening to a CD that Takeshi and Yusuke burned for him, and it happened to be an album called Metaphorical Music. He basically said, man, you should listen to this, like really listen to it. I think you'll like it, because Brad knew I was a jazz student at the time, and that's what I was going to college for. So I listened to the beat of the first track, and my attention was already there from the get. Track 2, track 3, I'm hearing all these familiar samples. You know, I'm hearing like a Miles Davis sample, I'm hearing a Pharoah Sanders. But the way the beats were was just so simplistic, but yet catchy. You know, there was just this authenticity that I felt when I was listening to the songs from this album. And I'm like, man, who the heck is this? Who is this Nujabes? So anyway, Brad ends up burning a copy for me. I've got that same CD to this day. I don't know what it was, but I tell you, for any musician who has an appreciation for not only jazz, but also, you know, hip hop, that album is definitely in the top 10 list of albums, along with The Tribe Called Quest and Diggable Planets. And you know, we're talking about an album that came out once the new millennium started. This album is 17 years old right now. You know, at a time, music was changing quite a bit. You know, a lot of the modern components that was sort of leaving the vinyl / analog element that we embraced so much with albums like Tribe Called Quest and Diggable Planets and Stetson Sonic and Pete Rock and DJ Premier and Jay Dilla and so on and so forth. So this was a breath of fresh air. I'm the kind of person that listens to music, and when I'm hooked, I'm hooked. I mean, I'm hooked for life. I still get chills listening to some of the music that I grew up with. And this was a very important time for me, because I was making the transition from living with my family my whole life to being on my own while going to school in Reno, Nevada. So I want to shout out to, once again, Brad for burning that CD to me, and I also want to shout out Takeshi and Yusuke. That's pretty much how I discovered the music of June Seba. So moving on, there's been just a few comments regarding people's impression of Nujabes did not do Song of Four Seasons. This is a Minmi song. Minmi is the one that performed Song of Four Seasons. Minmi is the one that performed Shiki No Uta. And to be honest, they're absolutely right, except for the fact that in actuality, this is a Nujabes song, and it features Minmi. And so I wanted to clear that, because I don't want people to get the wrong impression, because they may have seen videos of Minmi and she's performing the song live. The song helped her get pretty popular. Nujabes is the one that produced it. He's the one that produced the end credit song, which is that he produced pretty much half of the music that's included in the Samurai Champloo soundtrack, which the song appears on. It appears exactly on the end credits. And not only that, but I also want to mention that the actual instrumental, which is super awesome. We're playing, my brothers Kari and Am and myself, and Nick eventually, we're playing the actual instrumental with the vocals being replaced by trumpet. That instrumental actually derives from one of the tracks on Nujabes' first album, Metaphorical Music. That track is called Beats Lament the World. I would strongly suggest to my viewers that you listen to the song. For those of you who are hell-bent on the fact that this is not a Nujabes song, I want you to go to Metaphorical Music album by Nujabes, listen to Beats Lament the World. That is where Song of Four Seasons comes from. If it wasn't for Beats Lament the World, there would be no Song of Four Seasons in the form and fashion that it's in. And for all my fellow beat makers and producers who are curious as to where that really awesome sample comes from, I suggest you go to whosample.com, type Nujabes, type Beats Lament the World, and find out where that sample comes from. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching once again. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed yourselves watching this, and I'll talk to you soon, okay? Take care. Have a good one.